Alright, you're probably watching this because you want to use ZipGrade. I'm going to try to show you the most efficient way to actually get this set up so that your roster is actually in ZipGrade. And by doing that, I'm going to show you how to export from Powerteacher into ZipGrade. So if we look at ZipGrade real quick and go to the classes, I haven't made a class yet for this stuff, but let's just make a new class that says ZipGrade. Ooh, typing would probably be useful. ZipGrade demo. Okay, and I'm going to save that class. Right now, you'll notice I got 29 kids in my earth science class. I've got 0 in my demo class. So if I go to classes, that's what I see here. If I go to students, this is where it actually gives me the opportunity to add students. Okay? And what I'm going to try doing is importing students from the CSV file. Now, what's a CSV file? This is what we're going to actually export from Powerteacher. So looking at a sample file real quick, this is basically what it's supposed to look like. Just a quick little, hey, what's the student's number, teacher's name, first name, last name, gender, all that stuff. The only thing we're going to worry about is first name and last name, and then class name. Okay. So going back, we do a little go back in the browser. No, I don't want to save any changes. But we've got to actually make that CSV file. So what you're going to do is go to your class. I'm going to use my advisory class for this example. You're going to go to reports, click student roster, and then you want to, it's probably set up at this PDF thing. You want to make sure that you're exporting as a CSV file. And then the only thing you need clicked is student name. Should just say student name down there. Not concerned with their number, their birthday, their gender, any of that stuff. Okay. And then I hit run report. And all I'm going to do is actually open up that CSV file. All right, so real quick, I've got a singular column with their names in it, and I've got this header up top that actually tells me it's the advisory class. I'm actually going to delete this entire row real quick, just so the only thing I have is student name and then kids' names. I have a problem, however. I need to have this in 2 different columns, where it's last name, first name, as opposed to one all crammed together. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to highlight the whole column, go to data, and then hit this little thing here called text to columns. And what that's going to do, if I say delimited, that basically means anytime it sees a comma, it's going to split that into 2 different columns. Okay, so I click on comma. Notice how as soon as I clicked on comma, it's saying, hey, this is what it looks like now. I click on comma, and this line shows me what's going to be in the different columns. Okay. Then I hit next. And I say, where do I want this thing to actually go? And I'm going to say, I don't want it to overwrite. Actually, let's try it. Let's just see what happens when I overwrite. I hit finish, and then magically it separates this whole thing. And now I'm going to go last name, and then first name. Now there's one other thing that I do want, and this will make your life way easier. You're going to write down class. Okay. I'm just going to write down ZipGrade demo, because that's the class that we're basically running. Obviously, that's not a real class, so I'd throw it onto something like earth science or biomedical sciences or whatever you're calling your real class. But if you put the class name here, it'll automatically assign it when you attempt to upload stuff. So all we're going to do is take this file, save it as, and I'm just going to save it on my desktop so I can always find it, and I can delete it in a second. And I already did one of these, but ZipGrade demo. And yeah, I want to replace that old file because the old one's useless. Do I want to keep that format? Yes. And CSV files are weird because even when I close it, it's going to yell at me and tell me, you need to save again. And just save again. Yes, replace it again. Yes, say I want to keep it. Okay. Now we click back over to our actual ZipGrade online. I hit choose file, and I'm going to go find that file. And that should be all the way at the bottom because it's ZipGrade. I want to click this has a header row, and that way the top row is not necessarily going to be used for kids' names. Then I hit upload. And so right now I've just got to assess this first name. Yeah, it's the first name column. Last name is last name. And class is class. And I hit finish import. It just imported 18 students. I go back to the students, and it's automatically got these kids, ZipGrade demo, ZipGrade demo, ZipGrade demo. It imported these children into the class already. So if I go back to this classes, remember a second ago how we actually added a new class, now that new class, ZipGrade demo, has 18 students in it. So all I would need to do from here on out is if I have a quiz, I just go to 50 question quiz. I hit this nice little download real quick, save it to the desktop because I'm going to use this forever. And so I would call this ZipGrade demo fall 2016. Okay. As soon as I hit save, this should be an answer sheet for every single kid in that room with their student grade and ID already bubbled in. So all you have to do every time you want to give a quiz is print out this 18-page file and hand it to the kids. They don't have to put their names on it. They don't have to put their numbers on it. As soon as you scan it with your phone, it automatically has their names coordinated and entered, and all the data gets aggregated by student and by person as opposed to you having to manually put stuff in. And so this is probably going to be the easiest, most efficient way for you to give a quiz or test and then have the data presented for each and every student in probably the quickest manner possible. Anyways, hopefully that wasn't too boring, 6 or 7 minutes, but that should save you a pretty decent amount of time.